Hi everyone, Susan Shatzer here. So excited to be doing this Facebook Live with you. I am hanging out at my house in Orlando, Florida, and sort of kind of new with this. We just did a video and I'm not actually sure where the comments show up. So let me go ahead and start a comment here. I'm looking for the comments. Okay, let's see. Oh, hi, Tanya. Gail! Hi, Gail! Oh my goodness, Cassie! Hey! Oh my goodness, hi, Marge. Hi, David. Oh, wow, this is so fun. I have to tell you, the last Facebook live stream I did was on my phone, and I could not figure out where to find the comments. So I know you were talking with me and I was talking with you, but I could not, for the life of me, figure out how to find your comments. So I just pretty much talked to myself the whole time until it published. And then I got to see where everyone was asking questions. I thought, I'm gonna have to try something different. So you are on my Mac today. And I've got the whole picture thing going on. And now I can see, hey, John, how are you? Hey, Maureen Gilbert. I could see all the comments coming in. So, John, I have to ask you. There was just a huge lottery winner in Chicopee, Massachusetts. And I'm from Ludlow, Massachusetts. And John, you're from Chicopee. And who else? Gail, you're from closer to the Boston area. And the woman who won the Powerball, what was the amount? Somebody put it up here, like 350,000 million, 708, something like that. Hey, Diana. Hey, Mary. How are you? Hi, Vic. The huge amount. Well, one of my best friends from high school, not from high school, from lifeguarding, when I used to lifeguard, her sister worked with her. She used to work at Mercy Hospital. Yeah, and now she's a multimillionaire. How's it get better than that? And I know, John, you can totally relate to this because you were just on your cruise of a lifetime in Alaska, and you had set this amazing, you know what, I could probably pull it up on my phone because I think I took a picture of it. This incredible amount of crazy money that you won on the jackpot. It was in $16,000. And up there you are. Okay, I'm going to pull this up and show everybody on here. So then they can all go and harass you, John DeVillas. No, I'm just kidding. But check it out. This is how much money. Oh, I got to do it backwards. Pretty cool, John. I'm telling you, how lucky was that? How much fun did you have? Let's see. Hi, Jeff, how are you? This is so fun. So the concept that we're talking about tonight is, what prevents you from having the life you'd really like to lead? What is holding you back? What's getting in the way? What barriers do you have? What stumbling blocks is there? And I was on the airplane coming back from Pennsylvania today, and this 2-year-old girl, hey, Jeff, how are you? This 2-year, oh, I should probably shut this off, huh? So yeah, let me turn that off so you don't hear all the tweets and beeps. Hey, love you too. This 2-year-old little girl is sitting a couple seats behind me, and the whole way, it was about a 2-hour ride, she would say, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Mom, are we there yet? Dad, are we there yet? And everyone kept saying, no, we're not there yet. We're not quite there yet. No, we just took off. We aren't there yet. And so you could hear the laughter start from like the next row, like leading all the way up to the plane as this little girl was asking all these questions. And as the pilot gets on and says, please take your seats. We're getting ready to land. We're taking off, and or we're getting ready to land. We're coming down. The little girl goes, Mom and Dad, where are we? And they're like, well, we're landing in Orlando. And she's like, oh, great. I'm so excited. She goes, and so we're in Orlando. They're like, yeah. And she says, well, what planet are we on? It was hysterical. So what planet are you on? What planet do you think you're on? And how much fun can we have? So my son is showing me over here. I brought back some candy from Sarah's candy shop from Pennsylvania. It's in the refrigerator. Yes. And now you are a part of this Facebook live stream. Yeah, it's really good. I got in there. We got coconut and chocolate. And who else is joining us? Hey, Rosemary. So thank you so much. But definitely let me know, what is it? What's hanging you up? I did a radio show call from Pennsylvania with Carol Farazi's The Whole Scoop Group. And it was all about how stress equals opportunity. And I was so excited to talk about that topic because I know you're stressed. I know you're stressed out. I know there are things that are getting in the way. I know your cup is full. And I would love to have the opportunity to get with you, to chat, to talk about what that is for you, whatever it happens to be. Hey, Rosemary. Hi, Yvette. Whatever it happens to be, that a place where you are stuck. And feel free to write it in the comment section, and we're just going to throw them all out there, because what if what you think and what you look at changed? No, I think it goes like this. What you think about, I can't remember right now. I just did a video like 15 minutes ago, but it's where you change the way you look at things, so the things you look at can change. There you go. How's it getting better than that? Yeah, so that's what it was, and it really did totally shift and change. And there's been a lot of this showing up for myself and my clients, where I'll take a look at something and be like, you know what, there's a charge for this for me. And it could be with a family member, it could be with a friend, a neighbor, something political that shows up. Hi, thank you for your likes. And literally when it comes up, I kind of take a look at it and I'm like, okay, so this is a charge for me. Like, I'm aggravated, I'm frustrated, I'm angry. This doesn't work for me. This isn't fun. Whatever it happens to be for you. So what gets you angry? What gets you frustrated? Where's there a charge for you in your life? Just write it in the comment section, because we're going to take a look at it. Hey, Mary, how are you? Hi, Patricia. Hey, Carrie. Yeah, we're going to take a look at it right now, because I will tell you that where there's a charge, there's a block. So you're defending for something, you're defending against something, or you're trying to align and agree with something that's actually not true, which is what I was doing. So there was a non-truth. There was a lie, and I bought into it. And when I bought into that lie, what showed up was, hey, Patricia, was where I had a charge for it. So it was something someone said. No, actually, it was something someone wasn't doing. And I had an expectation of what they should have been doing. And the expectation and what they should have been doing was based on responsibility and obligation. Like, my point of view that I had, the way I looked at it, was they should do this. They should say this. They should be this kind of person. They should be this way, because this is who they are. This is their responsibility. They're obligated. This is the way it's supposed to be. And they weren't. And I was so mad. And it was like, you're sitting there, hey, Rosa, I'm waiting for the response. I'm waiting for the reply. I'm waiting for it to show up, and there's nothing. Like, empty space, blank space, no call, no text, no email, nothing. And it started to get a little bit more intense and more intense and more intense and more intense as the day went on, as the week went on, as the month went on. And everything that came in were all these feelings of, fury and rage. And I was really pissed off that she hadn't acknowledged it, and she hadn't showed up, and she didn't bother to call or text, or, didn't even send me flowers, nothing, right? And I took a look at that, and I was like, okay, so this is my point of view, that this person should have done this, had to do this, must do that, ought to do it, and didn't. And so what is that? And when I ask questions like that, I would get an awareness of things that are holding me back. And what showed up was, she's choosing for her. So this person I'm talking about was choosing for her, and I was not choosing what worked for me. I was choosing to do things and be someone for this person based on my responsibility for this person and my obligation. And so Gary in Access Consciousness talks about how, really giving, there's like, there's a tag with it. There's something else that's kind of tagged. Hey, Maria, how are you? Hi, Susan. Hey, Kevin McDonald, Massachusetts. So there was this, charge on it. And I took a look at that and was like, okay, wait a minute. This is a lie. Like, she's not actually responsible. She doesn't have an obligation to me. Like, this was a thing that I made up. I had this whole, relationship, right, program running in the background. And when I stopped and said, wait a minute, she's actually choosing what works for her. And I was not choosing what would work for me. And it was such a profound awareness that I sat back and I just took a deep breath in, and I allowed everything that I had locked into my body, all the rightness of me, all the wrongness of her, and everything else in between, from the top of my head to the tips of my fingers to the bottom of my feet. And I just let it out. When I blew everything out, I just let it remove from my body, my being, my aura, morality. And I got to tell you, it was huge. I could breathe better. I could feel just a huge expansion showed up in my life. And when I was angry and frustrated and mad and, bummed out and felt left out, and there was this huge separation I had created with this person, that it was profound how constrictive I felt. It was like, when you get angry and you're like, oh, I'm going to get so mad, you're like this, and you contract in. And when you're excited, you're like, woohoo, I'm so excited. You expand out. Well, that's where I became. When I was angry and frustrated and I bought into the lie of what she should do and she's not doing it and she's supposed to do and she hasn't done it yet, and maybe she'll do it in the future, but she still hasn't done it, and I'm going to wait a little bit longer. That was where I was constrictive. And you have a charge on something when you're frustrated, when you're angry, when you're mad, when you have something where you just want to walk away or just go, I'm not dealing with this. That is called a charge. And when you have a charge on something, it's where there's something that's not true. And we just got to ask more questions about it. So for me, the question was, okay, so what is she being that I'm not being? That if I was being it or choosing it, would create greater ease for me. And it happened to be that she was choosing for her and I was choosing for obligation and responsibility. And so I was there for her, and I showed up and I did the flowers thing, and I called and I emailed and I sent these beautiful messages, and she was grateful and thankful. And then when the tables are turned, there was it wasn't coming around. So that's what had to charge for me. I was like so upset. I was like, but you're this person in my life, but you're this, you have this much of an impact on my life, and you're not here. You're not here for me. You've abandoned me. You've let me down. You let me go. And it was so profound to ask that question. So Suzanne Donofrio, oh my goodness, how are you? Hey, Gina. Hey, Laura. Hey, Marilyn. Suzanne is another one of my cousins from Pennsylvania. And I just had lunch, or maybe it was dinner, with your sister, Alexa, in Pennsylvania. I was just up there. It was so much fun. I have not seen my cousins in over 2 decades, had never met her children, and I got to meet all 3 of her kids. It was pretty phenomenal. You can go to my Facebook page and see all of us together. It was really great. We went to the zoo before that. It was just this big family thing. So everyone, we're talking about what's not working for you. Where is there a charge? So I see you've joined, and let me see. I'm going to write a comment. Let me see if my comment will show up. This is my comment. Yeah, I can see my comment. Oh, I can see Maria's comment. You are just so awesome. Oh, thank you, Maria. Hi, Gina. I can see your comment. Okay, so someone put it in there. Where do you have a charge? Do you have a charge with your kids? where you're angry and frustrated. Do you have a charge with your spouse? Do you have a charge with your work? Do you have a charge with your job, with your career? Do you have a charge with, your neighbors? Do you have a charge with your house? What is it that you have a charge for? Let me see what you guys are writing down. Gina, she has a big charge right now. I'm sure you do, Gina. How big is it? This big, humongous big. And what is it? What is it about? Is it family, friends? Hey, Deb Williams, how are you? Gina pinned a comment. Oh, work. Yeah, she has a charge for work. Okay, cool. So where is there a lie about work? What's your point of view? Huge. She says it's really big. So what's your point of view that's holding this in place? What's the lie? What is the lie about work? What is your point of view about work that has you stuck? Is it supposed to be easy and it's not? Is it supposed to be fun and it's not? Are you supposed to have lots of help and you don't? Are people supposed to be nice and they're not? What is it for you, Gina, that is the charge for you about work? And while she is posting, if anyone else has something that they have a charge on in their life, let's throw it up there and let's find it. Let's get rid of it, because I have to tell you, when I let go of everything with the person that I'm talking about that I had a charge with, when I realized that she was choosing for her and I was not choosing for me, I was choosing based on responsibility and obligation, everything changed between us, because I could receive her and she didn't have to defend choosing for herself. So she was able to show up and be her, and I was able to show up and be me, and we were both able to receive back and forth, which was pretty phenomenal. So let's see what Gina said. Gina says, actually, I have learned a lot this summer and things will be different. Nice. So you went through a learning curve, and you probably have this list of pros and cons and do's and don'ts, and and isn't that how cool it is? It's kind of like, okay, this is working for me until it's not working for me. Hey, Kate Milligan, how are you, beautiful? Hey, John, how are you? Hi, Sarah. John is from Massachusetts also. Kate is from New York. Kate and I just met recently down here at the Physicians Conference here in Orlando, Florida. Hey, girl. So absolutely, positively. I know, Gina, you were just saying that you have, your brother-in-law, lack of responsibility toward business and unappreciation. Nice. Hey, Amy Stark. Yeah, so you and I both, we have this point of view that that other people should be responsible and they should cooperate and they need to play nice and they need to help and they need to support, and what that looks like and the amount and the kind and everything that comes up with all of that. So what if that's the lie? What if they're choosing for them what works for them, and what if that's us needing to choose for us? What if that's the lie? And when you eliminate that, you're able to show up, Gina, and you're able to allow your brother-in-law to show up and just be who they are. So truth, whatever that is for all of you that has you stuck and locked and has a charge on it for you, would you be willing to allow that to dissipate and remove it and release it from your body, your being, your aura, and your reality? Take a deep breath in and out, and just allow all of that to dissipate and release, because you have a choice whether you'd like to hold on to it or not. And when you're able to take a look at what's working for you and what's not working for you, then you can sort of, ask yourself, okay, so if working with my brother-in-law works for me, okay, what's right about this I'm not getting? And if working with my brother-in-law doesn't work, what's not working for me? And what's right about this that I'm not getting? And when you ask questions, you always empower yourself, and anything else disempowers yourself. So I'm so excited that Gina, that you're on here and that you're watching, because literally we're able to uncover places where we have stuck ourselves. Let's see who else is on. Hey, Melissa. Gina, yes, cool, thank you. Hey, Kate, Susan, you have so much power. Woohoo! Let's touch base this week. Oh my goodness, absolutely we should. How's it getting rid of that? Hey, Lisa. Yeah, so I was just sharing how I had this charge with someone in my life, and it was based on a lie, because I felt as though she should take more responsibility, that she has an obligation to me because, and when we use the word because, that's where we have to justify and validate whatever it is for us. And what if that's not actually required anymore? What if it's like, okay, I'm choosing this till I'm not choosing it anymore? And I was just on Carol Farazi's The Whole Scoop radio show, and we were talking about how stress equals opportunity. And she was asking me, and a lot of the callers that called in and went live with us were asking about how do we get rid of stress? What is stress release? What is that for us? And I said, it's everywhere you're not choosing what's fun for you. Like, do you equate fun and stress together? Anybody? Just go ahead and put it in there. Hey, Hala, how are you? Stress and fun, like, do the two? No, they're polar opposites. Stress is, down here, and fun is up here. Like, they don't even match. There's nothing, to go together. So when you're stressed, you're actually not choosing for you, and you're not choosing what would be fun for you. So I challenge you, yes, Gina, no, right? What would be fun for you? So if you take a look at whatever has a charge for you, whether it's family, friends, work, neighbors, career, go ahead and ask, okay, so what would be fun for me with this? What could create even more fun? What would be greater? How could I outcreate my happiness factor, my fun factor today, and then choose it, and choose it until it's not fun anymore, and then choose something else. On the radio show, we were talking about, do you remember being a little kid? I think it was Sarah Lynch. Yeah, she was making herself wrong for not, finishing a project before she moved on to the next project, before she moved on to the next project after that, and then cleaning up everywhere she went. And so at an early age, her mom said, I always know how I would find you. I would just follow the mess around the house. And so she, all these years, had been making herself wrong. Now, this girl has created a BMW within 7 days in her life. She is a creator of magnitude. And I have to tell you that it is one of the, spot on things that will show up when there's a charge. And so she just had a charge, and she said, I'll start creating something, I'll stop, and then I won't finish it, and I'll go over here to the other side of the house and just not do anything for a couple days, and then I'll start creating something else. So she had just hundreds of these half-started projects, and they hadn't been completed, and she was working on trying to create more ease with that. And so we took a look at it, and it was where she had bought into the lie that she was wrong for only creating a little bit and not creating a lot. So I took her all the way back. And you remember when you were a kid, do you remember you'd be over here playing with like dolls or G.I. Joe guys, and you go, oh wait, let's go over here. And then you'd run over to the other side of the house, and you start working with like magnets or bricks or rocks or sticks or, whatever that. And then you'd go play with dolls, and then you'd go over to the Easy Bake, and then you'd want to go skip rope. That's all a girl's thing. Sorry guys. Maybe you'd want to go out and skateboard and roller skate and ride your bikes and hide and seek and, tower castle person. What's that thing? Treehouse. Yeah, climb in the treehouse. Go swimming. And literally your parents would be like, wait, slow down. And they conditioned you to stop creating and to minimize yourself and to create at a slower pace. And you had to cut yourself off. You had to shut down your potency. You had to make yourself small to fit in the box of their reality of what it was right and how it was supposed to be and how you have to do it. And how many times have we said that to our kids? Oh no, we got to do that. We have to do that. Well, what if you don't have to do anything, right? What if what you were choosing was actually fun for you? So when Sarah and I took a look at that, she said, yeah, that's exactly what I do. I go over here and then I run over here and work on that for a little bit. And I said, so let me ask you, I said, so truth, is that the way you create, right? Do you create a little bit here and a little bit there, a little bit there, and then you create the big thing? She's like, yeah, I do. I kind of get my creation gears flowing. Then I create the really big project that I'd like to have. I said, so what if that's your power and potency? What if that's your talent and ability where you create beyond yesterday, the day before, a year before, a lifetime before this, and it wasn't available to you until you were willing to kind of just let go of everywhere somebody else had made you wrong, and you bought it as real, right, and relevant in your life. And what showed up was completely different. So as soon as she let that just release out of her body, she was like, okay, I can go over here and I can go over there and I can play over there and I can play over there. And just so much has changed. So let's see who else has put in some Facebook things, some comments. Hey, everybody. So what is it for you? Where do you have a charge? That's what we're talking about tonight. What did I write in it says, what prevents you from having the life you would really like to have? What holds you back and what gets in your way? So I shared a little bit about what was happening with me with someone in my life. So I've got another example. It was incredible to actually take a look at, what is this? Because I couldn't figure it out one day, like what was holding me back in my life. I'm like, there's something here. There's something that keeps showing up because I started breaking everything around me. Yeah, so my pool light broke. The top on my filter, I have a salt pool, the top was like leaking out of the filter. The gauge, broke. My solar hot water, like it broke. And then I got my bill in the mail. It was like $300 and something for electricity. And I was like, oh my goodness. I'm like, I've never, ever hit 300. And I run a pool like 6 to 8 hours a day, my house full of people. And I was like, okay, so what is this? Why is everything breaking around me? It was not like little things. It was like potential to be hugely expensive. I mean, the battery on my car, was intermittent, and the little thing like fell off, and then the charger thing wouldn't sit on. And everywhere I turned, there was something that was, breaking and needed some kind of a repair. And I started to get into what we were taught, well, everything's falling apart and everything's getting old, and, you're going to have to replace it, and it's going to cost you money, and it's going to be a lot of money. And that's what it's what it means to be a homeowner. And all that, you're a single mom and you're a woman, and just all this kind of stuff started coming up. And I was like, wait a minute, this does not even belong to me. Like, I so do not buy into any of that whatsoever. And what happened was I found out that my vibrational frequency has actually been rising, and I've been able to let and just eliminate a lot of stuff that's been going on, and diminish the separation that I have with myself and my body. And in doing that, I took a look at everything that was showing up, and I was able to manipulate that to my advantage and out-create it. So when the gentleman came to take a look at my solar hot water, they're like, oh, you need 2 sensors. We're only going to charge you for 1 sensor. I was like, oh, thank you so much. That is so great. And we're not going to charge you for labor. We like to take care of our customers. I'm like, oh, great. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I paid for like 1 visit and one of the sensors. So it would have been an extra $100 or more that he gave. I was like, wow, that's pretty phenomenal. And then I had the pool guy come, and he had the light out, and we had rings and gaskets and hooks and all this kind of stuff. And he said, oh, Susan, he goes, you always call when you need some help. He says, I'm just going to charge you for the visit. Don't worry about the labor. I think it's like, oh, thank you so much, Chris. This is awesome. So then I went to the airport, and I had paid extra recently. I was going up to Pennsylvania, and I paid extra to go through the fast check through when you're going through security. So I got in the little lane, and I was like all set to go, and I got through. And as I got through, I looked at this huge snake of people all over the place. There was no air conditioning in Orlando, and people were miserable. It was unbelievable. Like, it smelled, and it was a snail pace line. It was horrible. So I was like, okay, so what is this? What else is possible? How could it get any better than this? And as I went walking through, I actually had my boarding pass. I'll just pretend this is my Bar's Head chart. Just pretend this is my boarding pass. And there was 2, a gentleman and a woman on the side, and they were just watching this, horrible snake line of people. And they had earpieces in, so I knew they were like Homeland Security or TSA or whatever they are. So I just kind of leaned over and I said, hey, I'm like, which line is going to be the quickest line for me to get in? And this gentleman said, you know what? Just wait a minute right here. I'll see what I can do. And I'm like, oh, awesome. So I just hung back. Everyone was passing me. They were following the rules. They were getting in the line. They were standing behind the next person. It was like, these are the form. This is the structure. That's what you have to do. And he goes, come on over here, follow me. And I'm like, okay. So I went like trucking over, and he literally lifted the entire, probably shouldn't be saying this or posting this, but he lifted the entire like bar that was hooked, and he escorted me through, and then he put it down, and then he walks me over in front. I mean, he just walked me past like 100 people and walked me over, and he lifted the other one up, and he had me go through, and there was no one in line. I just sailed right up, took my shoes off, took my computer out, went right through, and I was so incredibly grateful. And the fun part for me with that was, I know, thank you. How much fun was that? I was like, wow, I'm like, this actually doesn't work for me. What else is there here? What else could I do? Who could I be? How could I create this? And as he's putting it down behind me, he goes, a lot of people here think you're pretty special. I was like, I'm not only special, but I'm incredibly grateful. And I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Done. It was like a breath of fresh air. I cruised through, had plenty of time, ended up getting a beer, at the little bar thing there before I went. And then unfortunately my airline is it was interesting with this airline, I should put it that way, but I ended up meeting someone else on the airline sitting right next to me, and she and I were just going back and forth, and she's from Pennsylvania, I'm from here in Orlando. And as we're going back and forth, she goes, I think that's my name. And I went, you're kidding. And all of a sudden I go, I think that's my name. And it was. We both heard our names. The airline was paging us from the gate, and we still have beer, like ice cold beers in front of us. And I'm like, it was not within the 15 minutes that you had to be there. It was more like 17 minutes. No, I'm just kidding. We had like 20 or more minutes to go, absolutely, before we even had to be there for the 15 minutes. So there we are chugging our beers, and we're like bolting down the gangplank, and we get on there, and everyone's looking at you on the plane, and there's tons of judgment that's happening. And I'm like, yeah, judge me more. Because every time somebody judges you, you get money. I'm like, yeah, I'll take that money. I'll get that money. That'll be great. So who else is joining us? Does anyone else comments? Does anyone else have any comments they'd like to say? Hey, how are you? Oh, thanks. Thanks for the love. Yeah. So what's fun for me is out creating this reality. What is super fun for me is like, just joy and laughter. Like, if it's not fun, I'm choosing something else. Like, my son and I, ever since he's been little, it's been our motto. I'll turn to him and are you having fun? And he's like, no, I'm not. I'm really not having fun. Like, I'm trying to have fun, trying to be happy. How am I doing? And I'm like, not so good. And Nick, he just turned 15. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have a driver in my house soon. But, Nick said, no, I'm not. And I'm like, okay, so what would be fun for us right now? He goes, well, and sometimes it's, let's all roll the windows down and it's raining. Let's get wet for no reason. All right, cool. And we'll do it. Or let's crank some music on. Let's get some, country song, and let's just make up our own words to it. We do that a lot too. We just make up our own story through music. But, what is it that would be fun for you? And I remember one day it was like we had this big grocery list, and for me, I just have to be in the mood to be grocery shopping. It's not something I do every day. It's not something I do every week. But I have to be in the mood to be. Does anyone else? Is that you? Please type yes. Type yes if that is. Oh, I'm getting hearts. I think some people are agreeing. Type yes. That's you. Cool, right? Yeah. So I have to be in the mood to be grocery shopping. But when I'm in the mood, oh my goodness, like. It's incredible, like moving mountains. It's so fun. It's fast. It's quick. It's easy. Everything you have like shows up, and it's all on sale, and you're getting like 2 for 1. And so I had to stop one day and just go, okay, wait a minute. Where am I not willing to ask the groceries? Ask myself, my body, is today the day to be grocery shopping? Will I get the deals I'm looking for? What is this? And if I got a no, if it was like, oh, no, and you feel heavy and contracted, it's like, no, you don't want to, no grocery shopping. I'd be like, okay, so we're going to do something else. What else can we do? What would be more fun for us? Versus those days you'd be like, oh man, we got this really long grocery list. We have to go to the grocery store. How many of us do that, right? Like, our kids aren't going to go hungry. And who likes to bring their kids with them grocery shopping, right? How many ways do you try and go grocery shopping without your kids? 1, 2, 5, 10? Me? I love grocery shopping with my son. He loves going grocery shopping with me. And he has said that verbally out loud. He says, you know what? I think you're the only mom and child team who like to go grocery shopping together. I'm like, I know, Nick, right? Like, when we go, like, just the store itself just opens right up. Like, people are laughing, they're happy. We must just pull stuff out of people. I don't know what it is, how it works, but it's a ton of fun, and it's just magic. That's what I say. It's magic that shows up. So yeah, we started off at an early age with him grocery shopping, and I taught him like all these little things as we went along, and he can go to the deli. He knows how to order meat. He knows how to order cheese. He knows how to pick fruit. He knows how to pick meat. He knows how to price compare. He knows how to volume compare with price. And it's amazing that recently, I shouldn't say this too loud because he's in the other room. Recently, we went grocery shopping, and I said, Mom, do you want to put your pocketbook in the cart? And I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm like, you go ahead. I'm just going to hold on to my pocketbook. So I held on to it with both hands because I'm very, like, I'll need to like pick something up and put it in the cart, as we go along. And I just said, oh yeah, that's good. He goes, what else is on the list? So I would read off the next thing, and he would go, and I was just walking with the cart. I touched 1 or 2 things. I think I put my creamer, the one flavor creamer that I really wanted to get, into the cart. Everything else, he did the whole thing. And we went up to the checkout counter, and he's checking out. I just handed him the money or the card, whatever it was, and he paid for it. And we took it up to the car, and he puts it all in, and he puts the carriage away, and he gets in the car. And I said, hey, Nick, did you realize that you just, guess what? I said, well, did you notice how many groceries I actually put in the cart? And he said, no, let me think about this. And I said, 2 creamers. I said, do you realize you just did the entire shopping, all the shopping, all of it yourself, 15. And he's like, hey, pretty cool, right? Total empowerment. Like, he stepped into that. He owned it. I was like, man, how amazing is that? I mean, he gets that cart and he goes through there, and he's like, and he's excited. He's like, hey, Mom, look what I got. Look at this. Look, how do we compare these things? Like, it's awesome. It is incredibly awesome. He comes back here, and he's so ecstatic with, all the deals that he found, all the food that he found. Thank you. And the other thing I did at an early age too was I empowered him to learn how to wash his clothes. So he knows how to separate lights and darks. He knows how to put the soap in, which cycle to choose. He knows how to hang it to air dry or to put it in the dryer, pull it out. He knows how to fold it. And it was something that was just like my gift to him. And because I wanted to empower him. Now he's 15. He can do it. I still do it. But back then it was a game. And it was just really empowering. And I have pictures. I should put them up one day. They're just so amazing. And when I asked him, I said, hey, okay, so they came out of the dryer. They're a little bit wet. Why don't you hang them up? And literally, and I never said, hey, watch me. Hey, pay attention. Hey, you need to learn this. I said, hey, when those come out, just hang them up, okay? And literally, he took the shorts out and the underwear, the boxers that the guys have, and he has them hanging like off the top of, the accordion folder kind of, I'm looking at them right now on the other side of the kitchen. They're like the closet doors that are like accordion with a little handle. And so he opened them up a little bit. And so he took them and he just hung like part of the leg over like this, and like the rest of it's like all hanging up, like it wasn't spread out so it could dry. It wasn't hanging flat. It was like hooked by the little belt part at the top. And I went to bed. I was, that's it. It's great. Thank you. I appreciate it. Woke up the next morning, came out, took a picture. These clothes literally hanging off the accordion file drawers, and I was like, oh, that is awesome. I am so grateful. Thank you so much for that help. Can I show you something? Here, come here. Let me check this out. And I brought him over and I said, so do you see how this, and now it's, because it would dry in this like limp position. And so now he's an expert. He has to do it. He can do it. He's 15. He's got this. You know what I mean? He's got it. He cleans the pool. He tests the pool. He adds the chemicals in the pool. He changes the filter on the pool. He brushes it down. He mows the lawn. He can edge. He can weed whack. He sprays the Roundup on the areas that doesn't need to have, all kind of stuff. He's got the weed killer stuff. He's got the stuff that he puts in the little spinner to, like, I don't know, whatever that seeding, when you're going to seed your lawn in the spring. He knows how to plant, and dirt, and, roots and bulbs, and how far down, and water, and, he's got it. And we've been creating terrariums ever since he's been little. We've had animals. I mean, my child literally went from Legos to lizards in 2 months. I kid you not. And there was like no going back. He went from Legos to lizards, and as soon as he got to lizards, Legos for like little kids. His little cousin would be playing with those. But and he went to lizards, and he was breeding them. He was incubating the eggs. He did frogs, and it's been this, just nurturance, along the way with all of these different things that are happening. I'm going to take you over right now, because for his 15th birthday, we just got him can you see it? This fish tank. So it's fresh water. Here, I'll turn the light on here too, so you can see it even better. So this is his 15th birthday. So this is his fish tank. And he's handpicked these fish. And Maria Lariva gave him some fish for his birthday. And so this was his birthday present. And he feeds and cleans and nurtures and takes care of. And you can take a look at, here's Merlin. Hey, Merlin. Yes. Hey, little guy. Yeah. He facilitates when I have clients here at the house. He works on their body. He's a healer. So if you'd ever like to get together and do some work, he will definitely be a part of that as well. And that's pretty cool, because I take pictures of my clients with the cats. And there's another one here too, Bella. Oh, there she is. I'll show you Tinker. So this is Tinkerbella here. And she's a goddess, warrior, princess. And right, Bella? Yeah. So these are Vermes. There she is. Hi, pretty girl. She's blue eyes, and he has green eyes. And she's our entity chaser. And if you forget how powerful and potent you are, she will remind you. So that is really fun. And I guess, does anyone else have any questions as to what prevents you from having the life that you would really like to have, and what holds you back, and what gets in your way? And if it is that frustration and that anger, that charge that I mentioned at the beginning, know that it's absolutely changeable. It's absolutely fixable. You can totally get rid of it. And I'll tell you what, when you give that up, you just expand out and you're able to receive more. And when you're able to receive more, like amazing, amazing, amazing things beyond what you could ever think possible is able to get to you, because your cup is empty. When you're defending for and against, and you're in that stress category that we were talking about, stress and possibility, and how stress is here and fun is up here, and they're not even close. They miss each other. There's like no way that they can connect. And when that happens, now now you're aware this is a huge gift for you. And I really look at it like when we're in kindergarten and we learn to count. So we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you're like 10, 11, 12, 13, and you just think it's great, and you start counting everything. You count silverware, you count crayons, rocks, bricks, sticks, whatever you have, you're counting. Then, you count for your grandparents, you count for your babysitter, you count for your friends, you count for your siblings, count for your parents. You got the counting thing. Then what happens is you go to first grade. And when you get to first grade, right, they say, oh, well, that whole counting thing, that was a good start, but we're going to really teach you something here. And they start teaching you how to count. So you start going 1 + 1 is 2, and 2 + 2 is 4, and 4 + 4 is 8, and then 5 and 5 is 10, and 10 and 10 is 20, and on up. Well, when you learn how to count, do you ever go back? And when you learn to add, do you ever go back to counting? Do you ever go back to 100, 101, 102, 103? No, right? Like, that would be insane. So why is it then that when we have the awareness of what's not working for us, why do we continue to choose that? And would you be willing to stop that right now? Like, absolutely right now, like, no more, you're not doing it. The minute something's not working for you, like, okay, what would be fun for me? Ask, what would be fun for me? What would be fun for me right now? If I choose this, will this be fun? How much fun will this be? And choose the thing that would create more fun, because with fun, you have more expansion, and something that's not fun and doesn't work for you and is stressful is contractive. And that's not a fun place to be. And that's not a healthy place to be. And that's where all of the anger, rage, fury, hate, all the distractions show up. And that's where you buy into other people's points of view. And that's where you think things are real, right, and relevant, and they're not. I've been there. I've so been there. I've been there for so many years about so many things. I'm still unraveling things for myself. I'm still finding things that I've hidden from myself for lifetimes, things that I swore were true. And when I work with clients, it's kind of, I look at it this way. It's like, look, if it's not a universal truth, then it's not true. So for instance, what is a universal truth? Well, gravity. You pick something up, it's going to fall down. It's universal for it's the same for everybody. That's a universal truth. Ask and ye shall receive is a biblical universal truth. However, we're just not asking right now. So that's going to be a whole other Facebook telecall live stream thingy doodle in the future, because these are the tools that are going to change where you are to get to where you want to be. So what I'm going to do too is I'm going to throw up a link on there, and when you see this, when you watch this, when you read this, when somebody gifts this to you, when you share this with somebody else, go in and schedule yourself a target session, and I will have it at no cost. There is normally a price on it, but I will have it at no cost for you for the next 2 days. No, yeah, I think it'll be 2 days, for the next 2 days. And actually, Carol Farazi's radio show got 2 days with their thing, so they're going to get 4 days. How's it get better than that? Yeah, so go there and set it up, and it'll be at no cost. Normally there's a price on it, and it's a 30-minute target session. Let's go in, let's see what's not working for you. Let me see how we can, possibly work together and shift and change things. And it may be something that's very easy and quick. It may be something that, has a couple steps involved in it. But if what I've been saying resonates with you, I would love to support you with creating greater ease in your life. So until we meet in person someday, bye for now. Ciao, my friend. Mwah.